Before we get into today's video, I just want to let everybody know if you go to Into the AM right now, they have a Labor Day sale going on where you can get items for up to 50% off. And I'm talking about these pre-shrunk, no tags, super soft cotton t-shirts are guaranteed to give you multiple wears, do multiple washes. This is the Eternal Blossom shirt that I want to show you guys. This is a vintage t-shirt. This vintage t-shirt feels so good to the skin. And if that's not enough for you, you can see me modeling it right here. But this is the Eternal Beauty vintage t-shirt as well. You can see me right here with the Lunar Canyon t-shirt. So with that said and done, man, drop everything you're doing. Into the AM's website. Labor Day sale going on right now. Use my code MillyMilt. Get yourself 10% off. I'll actually leave a link in the description so you can just click it. Have yourself a good time and take advantage of Into the AM's Labor Day deals. I am out. Now let's get started with today's video.
Yo, haha, Miltnificent.
What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another sneaker review. Today we got the Nigel Sylvester, at least the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Better with Time. And this shoe honestly is kind of like a runner-up in my opinion, because the Nigel Sylvester Brick by Brick Jordan 4, I think that this is going to be a timeless classic for sneaker collectors, you know, just because of the execution and how it was promoted. It's kind of similar to the whole, you know, Air Jordan 1 Low OG, at least Better with Time, because if I'm not mistaken, this is when Nigel Sylvester went to New York, various other locations, doing, you know, countless promotions in terms of a giveaway, though, in the Air Jordan 1 Low OG series. Now, keep in mind, when you see an Air Jordan 1 Low OG, just understand that you're going to get better materials. So typically with Air Jordan 1 Lows, if you don't see that OG, oftentimes it means that you're not going to see as much good materials as you would normally see on a standard Air Jordan 1 Low. So that's why I went after this, because I heard about the materials that they use on this. And stick around and I'll tell you exactly why we're not seeing the high version of Better with Time. There's a little bit of story to that. So, that said and done, man, let me put this back here. We've got the nice little bike. I love this. I love that touch right here. They put the bike on here. And, of course, when you look on the sides of the boxes, got bike on here. But it also features Nike, I should say, on the front and back of the shoe. And, again, we got size 13. Normally, I wear a size 12.5, but we're going to kind of do the 13 just because I get more room. But there is something about this particular cut I didn't know. But let's find out together. So here we go. Ooh, man, this is nice. Presentation is ooh. Now this caught me by surprise and just looking at it. But let me just put this down right here. Of course, when you look on the inner box, I like that touch. Got the Nigel Sylvester, at least the BMX bike. Nice little touch by Nike. Yeah, buddy. Let's take a look at this. Of course, we got the extra laces. I will be doing a lace swap towards the end of this video. This is the black lace, and this is the red lace. And, of course, it does come with stock with the cream laces. Give it that vintage look. Yeah. This is definitely, this will be a classic. And let me explain why. So, the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1 Low OG Better with Time. This was good because I like what they did with the whole synthetic, and you can see it, maybe you can see it on light, but the synthetic skid marks around the shoe. From what I understand, that they may be different for each pair. So it's not like the scuff marks are in the exact same location for every pair of shoes. So, you know, that's something to kind of consider. But I like what they did with that distressed look and the vintage look all at the same time. If you go back in 2018, Nigel Sylvester came out with, I believe it was a cream series that kind of had the same thing, or a sale Air Jordan 1 Low High, and at least the OG series. And you can see, like right here, it's just distressed. But some people were liking it. I like the idea because it gave it that Asian effect. So the more you wear it, the better it goes kind of with time. You don't have to worry about, you know, the shoes scuffing up or something like that just because it's already designed like that. And that's the case with this. Now, going back to the whole Air Jordan 1 OG High series, there's a reason why we haven't seen it, at least this colorway, in a high. only because back in 2002, they actually released a high version of this, except it was called the Nitro. It wasn't called Better with Time, and it was friends and family. So that pair right here was never released to the public. So just keep in mind, it's not like this is something brand new to the market, at least in the Nigel Sylvester series. Of course, you had the Air Jordan 1 High, OG High, you had the Air Jordan 4 RM, and if I'm not mistaken, he did play a part in the Air Jordan 4, I think it was the Bread Reimagines, where they actually gave you like a rugged kind of Air Jordan 4 effect, like a BMX effect. But in this case, yes, this basically, you're looking at the Air Jordan 1 OG High, at least the Nitro, and then you're looking Better with Time, and this pretty much is basically a low version. Now, and looking at this, I can tell you right now, that tumbled leather feels so good. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen or felt at least leather like this on this channel since the Air Jordan 1, I want to say it was the Sports Illustrated. And that had great leather material. This is kind of similar to what I'm feeling right here. This tumbled leather is going to feel extremely well on your foot. Now, I'm going to bring out one thing real quick. Let me take this out. I'm going to bring this out just because this is the Travis Scott. I believe this was called the Velvet Brown 1 OG Low. There's a subtle difference between the BMX series with the whole Nigel Sylvester and you look at the Travis Scott. So the one thing I can tell you right now, Travis Scott's, when you see the tongue or you feel the tongue not as thick, this BMX series, this tongue is thick. It's kind of like, dare I say, Nike SB Dunk type of feel. Not that thick, but it definitely has some thickness towards the padding in this shoe. And that's kind of what I was looking for with Nigel's release. And of course, you got that Jordan, if you can't see it, I'll kind of have a picture right here, but Jordan Biking Company, established in 2017. If I'm not mistaken, Nigel Sylvester's first release with Jordan brand was 2018. Of course, you got that whole Air Jordan 1 Wings logo towards the heel, as well as that whole, that kind of mini signature Jordan, not Nick Jordan, but the Nike swoosh on the mudguard. But I don't know if you can see the details of this distressed look, at least the scuff marks on here. And of course, we do have the whole 4-foot flex screws that you see kind of towards the outsole. And I like that vintage effect that they put on here. Again, this shoe over time is going to be good. This is a printed swoosh. And I thought that was kind of like, it's kind of actually the same thing that they did with the Nitro series and the OG High. And when you flip it, you do have that stitched Nike swoosh on the inside. This is also 3M. So you're going to see like a quick video of me kind of showing it off. And again, they put subtle different features on this shoe that, in my opinion, I felt like this was really good. You have to see it in hand to actually appreciate it. Trust me, this is something where you're gonna look at it and be like, oh wow, they really did it up with this. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say this is polyurethane to a certain point, or actually no, this is just your regular foam and sole in here. But this is actually soft. This feels really good. So I can only imagine when I put this on feet. And as a person that, like Nigel Sylvester, I'm not a BMXer, but if I was, I wouldn't be afraid to put these on because they are designed to take brutal, and I mean brutal hits on this actual shoe. But again, the more you wear it, the better it's going to look. Comment below. Let me know, what do you think about this whole Air Jordan 1 Low OG Better with Time, Nigel Sylvester, man. Just because that whole encapsulated air sole unit, the classic Air Jordan 1 series, is kind of featured in most of them. Of course, you got the Nike Air branding on the bottom. Again, this is something that is going to be, I want to say, highly coveted. It's something that I think most people have to actually see it to appreciate it. And when you do, it's definitely going to be something where you're going to be surprised. I'm surprised right now just looking at it, kind of like just how they did the execution, what they did in the particular design. And I'm sorry, this sketched out kind of printed Nike swoosh that's on here, it just makes it unique in its own way. And it's only going to get better with time the more you wear it, man. But your boy Miltnificent, man, Air Jordan 1 Low OG Nigel Sylvester's Better with Time. Let's do that on foot with the whole lace swap so you can see the whole thing. I am out, and you guys stay blessed.